Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to this week's episode of What Every Cruiser Wants. And we are back with some new cruise comments for you this week, and we got an array of topics we're going to be covering today. We got everything from cruise directors, to the laundry service, to the temperature on board cruise ships, issues in the piano bar. It covers a little bit of everything. So let's jump into this week's comments. Let's ask the questions. Are these people right? Are these people wrong? And do they speak for everybody? Now we're going to start off today talking about cruise directors. All cruise lines, all cruise ships, they have a cruise director. Some are more involved than others. If you go on a Carnival cruise, you're going to know who that cruise director is. Usually they are involved in a little bit of everything. On some other cruise lines, not so much. Now, there are plenty of people out there that will pick a cruise purely based on who the cruise director is. And there's equally a number of people that don't care who the cruise director is. But for this person, seems like the cruise director really just gets underneath their skin. Cruise directors, all cruise lines included, are the most annoying human beings on any cruise I've ever been on, bar none. I don't need anyone coordinating my fun. Just leave me alone and let me do my own thing. I'm thinking there's got to be a story behind this comment, because if you don't want to be involved with the cruise director, you don't have to be. If you don't like them, don't want to participate in their activities, nobody forces you to. I mean, did the cruise director follow this person around the cruise ship? And if you just want to sit and chill and be left alone on a cruise, you absolutely can do that. No issues, no problems. So I don't know what happened to this poor person that they suddenly have determined that all cruise directors are annoying and they just want to be left alone. But what do you guys think? Are cruise directors annoying? Do you want to be left alone? Or do you like activities that the cruise director participates in, leads, and coordinates? Now we're going to talk about laundry services and expensive clothing items. And while ships' laundries are great if you want to send things like t-shirts, socks, underwear, shorts to get washed on a cruise, makes perfect sense. Definitely take advantage of that. But if you have an expensive item, perhaps something that has to be dry cleaned or has special laundering requirements, why would you send it to a ship laundry? Now, in this case, it was a dress. It got sent to the laundry service. It wasn't ruined, but that did not stop this person from wanting their dress replaced over what happened. I was on the Panorama Pacific Ocean cruise to Long Beach. I sent an expensive dress to the laundry on the ship. It was a very expensive sheath dress, lined, that since it came back from the laundry has been unwearable. It is full of static. It actually crackles when I even put it on. Guest services supervisor told me Carnival would not refund the money I paid for the dress. How can this be right? So first, you sent a very expensive dress to the ship's laundry. I would say personally, that's your very first no-no. If it's something very, very expensive, do not recommend sending it to the ship's laundry service. Number two, it came back not ruined, not destroyed, but it was staticky. There was static electricity. And because it had static electricity, you went down to guest services and demanded that they replace the cost of the dress? I could see this being more reasonable if you had said, hey, I don't want to pay for the laundry service. But that's not what they asked for. No, she wanted the cost of the dress, this very expensive dress. Remember, she pointed out twice it was very expensive, but she wanted this very expensive dress, the cost of it replaced over static, and is confused at how could this be right that Carnival will not give me the money back for my very expensive dress because it has static in it. I don't know about you guys, but there are lots of remedies out there on the internet to get static out of an article of clothing. And yeah, I'm gonna have to side with the cruise lines that no, you should not have had the cost of your dress replaced over static. Now, I always see comments, complaints about temperatures on board cruise ships. It's too hot. I'm sweaty. My AC's not working right. My AC doesn't cool enough at night. I can't possibly sleep if my room is only 72 degrees. You definitely see a lot of those. But hey, let's take a look at one from the other end. Why are the ships kept so frigid? It's fine out on deck with the sun, but every venue on the ship is freezing. Our whole cruise to Mexico, people had on sweatpants, sweatshirts, jackets, etc. No one likes the cold. What is the temperature kept at? Now, first off, obviously, not everybody likes the same temperature. Some like it hot, some like it cold, some like it right there in between. I mean, it varies across people. There's no way you're going to keep every single person happy. I've been on cruises where I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. Tiffany is sitting next to me in pants and a jacket. She's chilly, I'm hot. We're in the same room, same temperature, so you know people aren't the same. But what I find funny is knowing the number of comments I've seen out there where the ship is too hot, the temperature is too hot, the AC doesn't cool off enough. This person writes, nobody likes the cold. And I always love a good comment where they claim to know how everybody out there is thinking. But what do you guys think? Are cruise ships too hot? Are cruise ships too cold? Or maybe our cruise ships are just right? Now we're going to talk about piano bars on cruise ships. Piano bars, for those that like them, can be a very fun experience. You go in, you sit around the piano. It's a little bit of music, it's a little bit of singing, it's a little bit of comedy, it's a show. You have a few drinks, and there's definitely audience participation. People are going to request songs, they are going to sing along with these songs. It is, to me at least, the piano bar experience. It's not a concert. You're not sitting there being quiet while somebody performs for you. It's an interactive performance. At least that's how I think a piano bar works, but that's not how this person thinks a piano bar should work. I have to give a bad review of the piano player on Blank. I will say Blank is excellent as far as vocal capability, but he turns the piano bar into a karaoke bar with more passengers singing than he does. If we want karaoke, we will go to karaoke when we go to the piano bar. We want to hear the talented piano bar player sing, not passengers who are not talented. And why should we have to tip them to get a request? I refuse to do that, and he says no tip, no request. Carnival needs to think on this and make this more of a concert-style performance, not a group of buffoons trying to sing. So yeah, if you're looking for a concert-style performance, the piano bar, it's not for you. The piano bar is an interactive experience. People are going to tip, they're going to request songs, people are going to sing along, the piano player's going to get audience participation. It's part of the show. Think, how much fun would the piano bar be if we all went in there, we just sat there quietly the entire time, didn't make a sound, didn't sing along, didn't cheer, didn't make jokes, but we just sit there and stare at him for hours on end while he played music. How much fun does that really sound? Truthfully, this person does not need to be in the piano bar. Go see a show, go see a production show maybe where there's not a whole lot of audience participation. Go do something like that. Go to a concert, something like that. But honestly, leave the damn piano bar alone. It's time once again for everybody's favorite subject of dress code and I am platinum. Because you can't talk about requiring formal dress code on cruise ships without using the words I am platinum or I am diamond. Not every platinum, not every diamond, but the ones that are the most vocal, complain the most, and write the most amount of complaints always seem to include those two pieces of information. And this one, of course, is no different because they want everybody in the tuxedo and ball gown. We are platinum and closing in on diamond. We've been cruising on Blank recently, but their higher prices are sending us back to Carnival. I know that Journey Cruises are top heavy with diamond and platinum passengers. We are the ones who obey the rules. We dress formally on formal nights. This means that all of us on Journey Cruises would want a proper formal night with an absolute dress code of tuxedos for the gentleman and ball gowns for the lady. Those passengers who did not want this can eat at the buffet. I am not naive, so I do not expect this to happen on your usual party cruises. The Journey Cruises are a perfect chance to bring glamour back to Carnival and enhance its reputation completely. Just saying. Like I said, starts off with "We are platinum." And you know when a comment starts off with that, it's going to be a good one. Then they go in and say, "We are platinum. We are diamond. We are the ones that obey the rules." Which is weird because, again, while it's definitely not every diamond, it is definitely not every platinum. The majority of them, good people, good cruisers. But if you've got that one cruiser that has got their nose so far in the air, their entitlement is bursting out of them like sunlight, thinking they can do what they want when they want because they are entitled to it, almost always will tell you, "But I am platinum." But they are the ones who obey every rule, right? And because of that, every single passenger on a journey cruise, every single one of them wants a very extremely strict dress code for dinner of tuxedos and ball gowns on formal nights only. Now, where did they get that information, though? Did they go to every single diamond and platinum passenger on every single journey cruise and ask them that question? And every single one of them said, "Yes, that's what we want," because how the hell else would you know that every single one of them would want this? Or is the truth a little closer to you want this? No matter how many times this subject comes up, over and over again, there are those passengers out there who cannot accept, who cannot get it through their head, will not absorb it into their cruising gene to realize cruising is changing. The days of old, well, that was yesterday. And finally, we have one more. And for this one, I'm just going to call it the asshat comment of the week because the person that wrote this, honestly, is truly just an asshat. Now, this comment was directed at Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador, John Heald. He is English, and lovers and followers of cruising probably already know that. And he spends an exorbitant amount of time on Facebook answering questions and doing his best to help people. Not everybody likes the answer they get, but he does try to help. But for some reason, this person, maybe they didn't get the answer they wanted, they seem to have a problem with it. I know I will get flamed for this, but it needs to be said. John, I think you have become a bit of a jackwagon, if you ask me. You seem to have gotten a little pompous over the last couple of years, almost to a "I am God" status. Think long and hard on this. Perhaps less of the English idioms. Your audience is American, so refusing to comply adds fuel to my fire. So they believe that John Heald is now a jackwagon. They believe he's pompous, and he goes around thinking, "I am God." Man, I read his stuff on a daily basis. I have never once thought to myself, "Wow, this guy is so full of himself, he must think he's a god." Instead, I get the, he's being helpful. He is polite. He is trying his absolute best to help every single person out there, answer as many questions as he can. That's the vibe I get from him. And yes, he is English. So yes, he has English idioms. He's going to use English phrases. He's going to speak the way he normally speaks from where he's from. He's not from America. He's not going to talk like me. He may not talk like every other American out there. Why? Because he's not American. But he should change because America is his audience and he's fueling this guy's fire. So to make a statement again, America is not the center of the universe. We are not the chosen people of the planet. And when it comes to cruising, cruising is about everybody from around the world, whether it's passengers on the ship, whether it's crew members on the ship. Cruising happens in places other than the United States. So why must anybody conform to just suit you? And if you are the type of person that believes the world should conform to suit you, then cruising is not for you. This is probably the same person that complains that crew members speak in their own languages. This is probably the same type of person that doesn't want any crew members anywhere enjoying time in public spaces. This is probably the person who would write in a comment and say Mexico sucks because for whatever reason they only speak Spanish. And that type of attitude and that type of thinking, that's not about cruising, and you don't belong on cruise ships with that attitude at all. Cruising is a community of people from all around the planet coming together. It is a chance to learn about other people, other cultures, other places, not to go to those places and go, I'm an American, so do it my way. But that is my very vocal opinion on the subject, and I don't speak for everybody. So you guys let me know what you think. Is this person right? Or is this person a definite winner for Ass Hat of the Week? Let me know in the comments below. And that's going to be our video this week for what every cruiser wants. Let me know in the comments below, do you think these people are right? Do you think these people are wrong? Do you agree that they know how you want to cruise? Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. It helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. You don't want to miss the proper instructions on how you should be cruising. I hope everyone out there is having a really great day, a really great weekend, and like always, we will see you out on the high seas.